What's up, y'all? I'm your host, the mother of Lil T, and it's been exactly 1 week since Tyson's been thrown in jail. It broke my heart to see my baby dragged away for stealing 13 copies of New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
What's up, y'all? I'm your host, Lil T, and yeah, I'm in jail. The slammer, the old rep him and possess him. I do not like it here. I have not had access to clean water, at least a good toilet, and there are rats scurrying around my bed at night, and I do not like it. The little... It's too much. I can't deal with it. I can't do it anymore. I think I'm going nuts.
5 minutes later.
Alright, you little Mario weirdo.
It's pronounced Mario Wii, though.
Whatever. We got an anonymous caller on the phone that said you didn't steal 13 copies of New Marinara Wii.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii!
Do you want to get out of here or not?
Marinara it is. Whoa!
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Wow! I've been freed from my prison! This is so exciting! I don't know exactly who bailed me out though, considering I did steal those 13 copies of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Ah, whatever! You know what? I'm gonna throw a party to celebrate my supposed innocence! Okay, party stuff. Balloons, strings, Mario Party Superstars. Well, let me go buy this.
I had to improvise a little. But see the sign? Custom made by me. Now, see, the lady at the cash register had said that this is the best Mario Party of all time. And it got me thinking, is it? So, because of this completely random thought, I decided I'd rank all the Mario Parties from worst to best.
Because I wanted to remain fair and impartial, I'll be ranking every game based on how good the boards and minigames are, the character roster, the controls, graphics, sound, and most importantly, how fun it is. With a lot being said, let's just get into it. Coming in at dead last in 18th place is Mario Party E. I guess this isn't entirely fair to Mario Party E because it's not a real entry, but if it's listed on the Mario Wiki, it's a real entry. Back in the olden days of 2002, Nintendo released the e-reader, which was an accessory for the Game Boy Advance that nobody owned. The device would scan physical cards and then can be used in some games to open up new features. An example being extra levels in Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. In 2003, Nintendo released Mario Party E, which took advantage of the e-reader as a party game option. This was essentially a tabletop card game with minigames that can be played through the Game Boy Advance, and for what it is, it's actually quite fun. That being said, it's almost impossible to find the hardware and cards for this rare old game made for a device no one cared about. It's a fascinating entry, but feels more like a novelty than something to play with friends, making it the worst Mario Party game. Fun fact, this is the only Mario Party game in which Daisy is playable and Peach is not. It is also the only Mario Party game where Luigi is not playable, making Mario and Yoshi the only two playable characters to be playable in every single Mario Party game. In 17th place is Mario Party Advance. Where we are right now, there's not much point spending a lot of time talking about these objectively terrible games. The first Mario Party game to hit a handheld console is not only the worst of the handheld titles, but is often considered the worst Mario Party game of all time. The main mode here is called Shroom City, an adventure mode which has you move around the map to complete objectives and collect minigames. There's mostly a traditional party mode with boards, dice, minigames, and everything, but with one major fault: finding 3 other friends with GBAs, Mario Party Advance, and link cables. That meant the game was destined to fall into the trap of being too focused on single-player content. And there were cars. We should have seen the dark times coming long ago. In 16th place is Mario Party Star Rush. The first 3DS entry for this series on our list is this. If you guessed this game would follow the traditional board game setup, I wouldn't blame you, and in fact, I'll give you a cookie to prepare you for the following disappointment. The main mode here is called Toad Scramble, where there are no turns. Players all move at the same time. Does that sound like a clunky mess? Because it is. To earn stars, you need to win boss minigames by landing on the spaces in front of them on the board, with up to 5 being present at one time. Again, if this was a side mode, that'd be fine, or even a nice distraction. Instead, we have this plus half a dozen other bare bones modes that all feel half-baked. Oh, and to get at least a little more enjoyment out of this garbage heap, you'll need Amiibo.
Consumerism.
This game also has a laughable 53 minigames, which is only 3 more than the original Mario Party. A game from the 1990s has the same amount of games as a game from 2013! Ah! Although I will say that this game has beautiful artwork and renders. They're just so crisp and clear. Besides that, there's just an inherent problem with releasing a Mario Party to a portable device. Namely that it just allows for one player. As we all know, Mario Party is the most fun when playing with friends. Since in most cases you won't be playing Star Rush with 3 other pals, Nintendo has tried to create fun single-player variants to compensate for this, which just end up bombing. But as we all know, a party isn't fun by yourself. My party's almost ready. The decorations are set, the music is playing, I even sang the drive mode store in the non-alcoholic bar. I just finished writing these invitations for my friends. I hope they can come. What day is it? They should be available.
3 hours later.
Alright, here we go. We got Aiden, Jacob, Jay, Angel, Jonah, Dags, Peter, Andy, Elijah, Scribe, Most Wanted Games. Good. In 15th place we have Mario Party Island Tour. Can I just copy and paste what I wrote for Star Rush? Okay, because this is exactly what it is. Island Tour predates Star Rush, but it's basically the same thing. It took 6 years for Nintendo to give Mario Party another try on a handheld after the entry on DS, and the only thing Island Tour took from that first attempt was needing hands. Thankfully, it does return to the board-based structure, but all the boards have some gimmick to them that were too luck-based to the point where it's not even fun. One board made the last player to reach the end the winner, which isn't exactly an element under your control. Likewise, most of the minigames are just based on random chance. Winning minigames doesn't really make much of a difference in most boards, and while I do try and use the 3DS's unique control options, actually controlling a lot of the minigames don't feel very responsive. Tack on the always persistent problem of needing 4 consoles to get a full group to play, and Island Tour is no day at the beach. See what I did there? Beach, island. In 4th place is Mario Party 9. Here it is. This is the game to blame for Nintendo's mind-boggling decision to remove the core of what made Mario Party so enjoyable. Moving around the board. This was most likely due to Mario Party 9 being the first game developed by NDQ, while all previous games have been developed by Hudson Soft. In any case, Nintendo should have never allowed this game to go past the concept stage with a pitch like the car system. Obviously, such a drastic change in the formula would mean Mario Party 9 couldn't function like the previous, actually good games did. With the car, no player moves independently on the board. Everyone moves together, removing all sense of strategy and placement. That meant that the way stars were collected had to change too, and were replaced by things called mini stars and mini usars, usars. Basically, these are what coins were in past games, with usars taking away mini stars from your total. Whoever has the most mini stars by the time the car reached the end of the board would be the winner. But because other players move you around the board and vice versa, there's no way to plan or strategize anything. Things just happen to you in this game, and it never felt like winning or losing was earned. In 13th place is Mario Party 10. There isn't much to say about Mario Party 10, as it's essentially a continuation to Mario Party 9. The car reappears to hold all of the players together, the map remains linear, and the entire game is controlled via Wii remotes. It's essentially a re-release of Mario Party 9 with some new maps and minigames. The only reason it has the edge over Mario Party 9 are 2 reasons. It features one major update that makes it marginally more enjoyable, and its graphics. Let's start with the new mode introduced, Bowser Party. This allows one person to control Bowser in 4-on-1 minigames using the Wii U gamepad, which are actually far more elaborate and enjoyable than most other Mario Party games. If you're Bowser. See, if you're any of the normal players, good luck. Bowser can roll numerous dice at a time, ensuring he will catch up to you fast, and his minigames are all in his favor, making this mode only fun so many times. In terms of graphics, this game looks very nice and clean, albeit a bit bland. Just standard Mario Party stuff. Also, this game has beautiful renders. Man, what is it with bad Mario Parties having really nice renders? In 12th place is Mario Party The Top 100. This game is amazing from a concept perspective. Take the 3DS as have it with the greatest 100 minigames from the series, making it the game with the most minigames of any in the franchise. And a lot of the minigames they picked are classics, including Shy Guy Says, Bumper Balls, Hexagon Heat, Book Squirm, and many others. So what could possibly go wrong? In a word, everything. Out of the game's new modes, 100 minigames, Minigame Island and Minigame Match, only one of them uses a board game format. 100 minigames is just a menu where you can play one of the featured minigames at a time. There's no growth, no stars, just you and the game. Minigame Island sounds promising, but it's only available in the single player mode. In 2v2 games, you play alongside an AI against another pair of AIs. That leaves Minigame Match, which is the only mode which a regular board can be played on. However, these are small boards.
And I mean small.
Also, if you thought you'd be playing a classic board game format, I am very, very sorry about the luck you've been having today. To gather stars, you must pop star balloons instead of winning games, earning cash, and purchasing stars from a specific location on the board. These are strewn throughout the map, rendering the admittedly fun minigames irrelevant to the broader game. They also replaced Koopa Kid with Bowser Jr. in all the minigames he was in, which I don't like. Rest in pixels, Koopa Kid. In 11th place we have Mario Party 1. Finally, we reached the original. The original game in the series deserves a lot of credit for launching off this ridiculous premise in such a way that it thrived long enough to become a video game staple. But there's no doubting how difficult it is to return to this rickety old game. Mario Party set the standard for the fundamental model that the finest games would improve upon for a debut appearance. We got a board-based gameplay, dice rolling, a few items, minigames, and a lot of memorable locations. On the other hand, playing it can be painful at times. Literally. There's no sense of balance here, which is always a difficult path the series must walk. But the fact that you can lose coins during minigames was a horrible decision. Speaking of which, there's the minigames. Some, like Bumper Balls and Mushroom Mix-Up, went on to become classics, while others literally required Nintendo to send out special gloves to prevent players from shredding their palms. There was a single player mode, but it consisted of simply playing each minigame versus the computer players on a given number of lives. There's also little variation in the minigames. They're all 4-player free-for-alls. And the 8 boards, while imaginative, are tedious to navigate. And before all the nostalgia-blinded 30-year-olds come and assault me for this, hear me out. This game, like most N64 games, looks awful. Look, I get it. Games like Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time have their charm because of the early 3D-ness, and to an extent, they look visually appealing. This is a mess of low-res, textured, and cluttered models. Oh, my party guests are about to arrive. I made sure to get the word out. I posted it on Facebook, Twitter, Kijiji, this billboard, and Discord. Hey guys, I'm hosting a party to congratulate me for getting bailed out of jail after I stole 13 copies of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Here, I just sent the invite in general. Hope to see you there.
Does he realize he set the date as 122nd?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, what?
I can't believe he said that.
Shouldn't we let him know?
Nah, he'll be fine to mess with him.
That's kinda evil, bro.
I know.
So, what if we throw our own party?
That's a great idea.
I'll bring Cheerios.
I can sing karaoke.
I can play piano.
I can try the last Paradox.
Does that mean I can bring my Sunky Blush?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey.
Well, howdy everyone. Can I join your party too? Cracking the top 10 is Mario Party 5. This game is just kinda there. It doesn't do anything colossally bad, but it doesn't do anything amazing. It's just more Mario Party. In 9th place, we have no, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. Like I was saying, it's just more Mario Party, which is fine, but if you played even the entry before this, then this one will feel very shallow. The only thing it experimented with was a side mode called Super Duel Mode. In this mode, 2 players battle against each other by building customizable vehicles called Machine by purchasing parts with points earned through the minigames. It's fun for a round or two, but lacks any real depth. The boards are bland and unappealing to look at, the lineup is practically identical to Mario Party 4, and the majority of the minigames are also recycled from the previous game. All this adds up to a game that is kind of a hassle to play. When it comes down to it, there's no reason to choose this game over the prior one or the one after that. There's no such thing as a lazy game, but this one feels like they were ordered to make a new Mario Party and they didn't have any motivation or ideas to do so. In 9th place we have Mario Party 7. The final Mario Party for the GameCube releasing to a resounding meh. While it does allow for the use of the GameCube's microphone, I don't know anyone who owns one, and the minigames don't require it. If there's one thing this game excels at, it's providing a lot of content. Seriously, this game is jam-packed with activities, and if that's what you're looking for, then this game is a great option for you. On the other side, there's not a whole lot to say about this game. It just doesn't do anything particularly noteworthy. Sure, 2 of the boards were kind of cool how they changed, but as a package, it's like a fast food burger. It's fine, but nothing that's gonna leave an impact on you. Unless they give you food poisoning, and you like die or something.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, aside from a huge list of minigames, Mario Party 7 decided to try something big. An 8-player mode. But they did it in the worst way possible. Because Nintendo just has to be different, they decided to make this 8-player mode have 2 players share a single controller. The single player mode is also incredibly tedious. There's plenty of content to unlock by purchasing figurines from a shop, but the act of doing so isn't very exciting. Speaking of not exciting, the gimmick during Party Cruise mode is Bowser time, which happens every 5 turns. When this happens, Bowser enters and does something random to annoy one or all of the players. Bowser is fun when he's a single space on the board, but now we have to deal with him every 5 turns? Who the heck even invited Bowser anyway? In 8th place we have Mario Party 4. This was the first Mario Party released for the GameCube. The visuals in Mario Party 4 alone would set the standard for what the series would look like for years to come. However, looks are only a minor feature in most Nintendo games, especially Mario Party. The energy still doesn't rock the boat too much, but it's an overall okay game. I'm just gonna be honest, I really don't like Mario Party 4, but I've tried not to let my bias affect my opinion. The new minigames are certainly fun, but nothing groundbreaking. This is the most smooth and refined one from a gameplay perspective for sure, arguably controlling the best of any game yet. Where Mario Party 4 falters is in some of the new mechanics it introduces, as well as its board design and selection. The main new mechanics are the Mini and Mega Mushroom. One shrinks your character, limits the dice numbers to only 1 to 5, and lets you go through mini pathways on the map. Mega Mushrooms, however, do the opposite, where you get big and roll 2 dice blocks. If you pass other players while big, you'll steal 10 coins, but can't interact with board events or stars. The board designs themselves are pretty bland and don't have much uniqueness among them, and are actually pretty small. Why does the mushroom look like that? And in 7th place is Mario Party 6. Do you people know the GameCube got 4 Mario Parties? That's more than the N64, Wii, 3DS, and Switch. Anyway, back to Mario Party 6. This is where the gimmicks start to influence the core of the GameCube games going forward, but they aren't overly intrusive here. The system that this game introduces to all of the boards is a universal day and night cycle. This has previously been seen, but it was board specific. Boards will feature different events, paths, and spaces depending on the time of the day to keep players on their toes. Some people enjoy it while others do not. Myself, the person you're listening to, do indeed like it. It once again played with the microphone, but ends up not having much of a purpose. The minigame selection here is solid too. Nothing that'll be remembered fondly, but nothing that'll be despised. In 6th place we have Mario Party 8. Maybe even more than the Switch, the Nintendo Wii seemed like a slam dunk for a Mario Party title. The motion controls opened up a whole new world of possibilities for exciting and creative minigames. Unlike other games that make use of the Wii's motion controls, it worked well for the minigame format because not a game lasted long enough for players to become bored or annoyed with the controls. They also had the option of using more traditional controls. Unfortunately, not all of these minigame concepts turned out to be as entertaining as they had hoped. The boards were also a bit of a hodgepodge. On the one hand, we have boards like Koopa's Tycoon Town, when you invest your coins in hotels to get stars, but if another player invests more than you, the stars are theirs. This idea was undoubtedly Mario Party 8's best concept, providing players far more freedom to plan and wager when the ideal time to invest would be. Goomba's Booty Boardwalk, on the other hand, is a literal straight line. Goomba is too focused on the booty when designing this. It's a pretty good entry, but there are several flaws that prevent it from attaining the full potential that a Wii Mario Party game should have. In 5th place is Mario Party DS. If you liked Mario Party DS before the piracy is no party thing, you deserve another cookie. When I was younger, I always wanted to play a Mario game on the go, and Mario Party DS gave me exactly what I wanted. A full-fledged Mario Party experience that runs on a portable console and allows you to play the game with other people. The strength of this game is how dense and entertaining the boards are. There's always something interesting happening, which perfectly complements the minigames. The story mode is actually pretty good for considering this is a handheld party game. Bowser shrinks everybody, and that's the whole premise for this game. This allows for a lot of creativity in the design of the boards and even the minigames. Many of the minigames hinge on you being tiny, some of you riding a clothesline or even soap bars across a sink. I'm glad to see this game receiving love once again, in part due to the piracy screen videos. In 4th place we have Super Mario Party. Switching way into the future, we hit Super Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch. See what I did there? Switching. I'm on fire today. After a string of dreadful entries coming up to it, this seemed like the ideal time for Mario Party to make a comeback. If only Nintendo would return to what made Mario Party so famous in the first place. In the end, we got the game we were hoping for, but in reality it felt pretty underwhelming. Super Mario Party removes the majority of the gimmicks that fans despised in previous installments and does a decent job of giving us what we want. In many aspects, despite being the newest game in the franchise, it feels almost like the first. There are a ridiculous tiny number of boards, all of which are fairly small, and only years later was online play added. Most people expected more boards to be added later as DLC, but that never happened. With star prices cut in half, each character having their own dice block, and the opportunity to recruit companions, the balance isn't great. Super is a good time, and it's the one I've played the most, but it lacks the long-term impact that we expect from a game like this. The third best Mario Party is, fittingly, Mario Party 3. Some consider Mario Party 3 the actual peak of the classic game, and there's an argument to be made there for sure. It's more of the same idea, but more in terms of refining it than innovating it. Oh, and it also is the debut of Waluigi in the cast. Forget everything I said, this is the best Mario! The new features it does add are mostly secondary to what we all want from a Mario Party game. A single player story mode, which is always good, but who wants to play this game alone versus a computer? When you do have another person to play with, the duo mode is a fun distraction from the main game. The lucky lamp, which moves the star on the board at random, and the reverse mushroom, which allows you to retrace, are the highlight items here. These add strategy to the game without being overly difficult or losing the chaos component that we all enjoy, or despise, in the series. Waluigi! The second best Mario Party is Mario Party 2. I swear I'm not doing this intentionally, it just lines up like that. Nintendo is not a company that does things twice. This is a strategy that can produce some of the company's best games as well as some of its worst. In the case of Mario Party 2, they just modified the essentials from the mess that was the first game and created an absolute masterpiece. Despite being made in less than a year, this sequel seemed to know what issues the first game had, where it could expand, what new features would be the most enjoyable, and wait, is that my blood pressure? Basically, everything fans love about the series was introduced in this game. Items, duel and battle minigames, dynamic boards, that was all Mario Party 2. Plus, every character had a unique outfit to fit the theme of the board being played. Want to see Cowboy Donkey Kong and Pirate Yoshi? This is the only game to do it. Which, like, Nintendo, why is that? Please bring this back, I beg of you. Oh, and if you're listening, can you please bring back mission mode from Mario Kart DS? Thank you. Items add a bit of skill and planning to this game, otherwise mostly being dictated by the roll of the dice, and the minigame selection was not only large, but extremely creative. This is where many of the most iconic games come from, and there's hardly a bad one in the batch. But you might be thinking, what is number one? Well, the best Mario Party game of all time, as certified by me, in my opinion, only, is the one, the only, the hammer slammer known as Mario Party Superstars. The only game capable of topping even the most nostalgia-blind N64 fans by combining the best of all of them into one new and modern package. After Super almost captured the original style and the top 100 brought back the best minigames, the title combines them all into one dream bundle. This game should have happened years ago, but better late than never, right? Mario Party Superstars does what fans have been asking for years and eliminates all of the weird board gimmicks, multiple dice types, and bland minigames. It's taken all the greatest parts of each game, primarily the N64 ones, and brought them all to the Switch. Boards from the original trilogy and minigames from the entire series are all brought back, with the benefit of beautiful graphics, improved controls, online play, and a great roster of Mario characters. Whether you're an old school fan or a new to the series, there's no better way to experience the best of what Mario Party has to offer. No one even came, and I'm pretty sad about it. I spent all this money on food and decorations, I bought Mario Party Superstars, I wrote invitations, I could have emailed them, but I went the extra step. I'm surprised that billboard didn't get their attention. Silly me, I wrote the wrong date. Well, I'm gonna get to playing this game and enjoying some nice artificially flavored punch. I've been your host, Lil T, and I'll see you guys next time.
Jacob? Aiden? Hello? Jacob? Aiden? Who's there? Please.